What's going on, everybody? And thanks for joining us again. We're live, and fire up the back burners because we've got a heck of an episode for you today. And fire up your brain cells. This is the Rethink Tank Live, where the headlines don't make sense, but that should come as no surprise anymore when you live in a land of the nonsensical. Tonight, we've got the trifecta that perfectly sums up the dystopia. Streaming star IShowSpeed allegedly assaults a robot and gets slapped with $1 million lawsuit because apparently even these clankers have better legal representation than people now. Next, Hollywood hits a dark, uncomfortable moment as the Reiners, why is that
Reiners?
The Reiners collide with tragedy, and the reaction from the president has left everyone feeling even worse. And finally, we'll end on a high note. John Cena steps into the ring one last time, closing the book on an era that raised an entire generation on body slams and catastrophes. And everyone's eyes are left misty after realizing you truly can't see John Cena anymore. The three stories we have today, but it's one culture bottoming out. Let's break it down with one crazy episode. Now, I like to do some updates. This isn't an update on this episode. It's an update for a different show. We have our Rethink Actions, our reactions channel, where wake up, have a cup of coffee with us, and get a little break from the social and political chaos. 2 weeks ago, we did Elf on the Shelf, and we had a lot of fun with that. Some of the craziest, funnest clips, parents getting creative and kids losing their minds in a fantastical world where the elf is spying on you. This is a great clip that I would have loved to have featured in that episode. Obviously, found it after the fact, but it's a perfect segue into our first topic as well. But first, get a little flavor of what our Sundays look like. And I want to take a look at this Elf on the Shelf clip that I came across. That's not it. That's not the elf.
Look at this. We have to follow this trail.
Go. What the heck did Rosie do?
Oh, it's leading to my room. Oh no. Where's Rosie?
What?
She's not here.
What the heck?
Wait, guys. It's coming
What?
from this way.
What the?
What the? It's a gummy of her. And what does this say?
Let me see.
The gummy of her. Oh my gosh.
I think I ate too many gummies.
Oh my god.
Please don't let your dad eat me.
Uh-oh.
Wait, she turned.
Rosie.
Oh,
That's
poor
not
thing.
real Rosie.
What?
That's not real Rosie.
That's not her. Something's not right.
Rosie's gummy Rosie.
Rosie turned into a gummy?
That face.
What's wrong?
I got to show Mom. Is this real?
Why?
Just realize, one, how easy it is to manipulate children, but how easy it is to plant a psyop. Knowing that Dad wrote the note and was like, don't trust Dad, he might eat the gummy. She has no trust for her father now.
Why?
She's looking at him too,
I
like.
just want to see her for 1 second.
Are you my op?
Ask ChatGPT what makes elves not be a gummy.
He's good.
Pause. That's a highlighting moment. I will come back to this. That's our segue. An infant. Can we ask ChatGPT how to not be a gummy anymore? It's like,
Idea.
I'll wait.
What is that? Is that a note?
Is that a note?
Are you kidding me?
A note?
I turned into a gummy, yummy and sweet, but you can find me where fabric and light meet.
What the?
What? She's really close. Every
What she
time.
wants is her dad say it.
He turned into a gummy. Wait, what?
Are you gonna take a bite of her foot?
No.
Oh,
What the?
we're somewhere where there's something soft and there's light.
Guys, follow me. That might be fabric and light.
What?
That might
Oh, the curtain?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Maybe.
Other curtain.
I haven't gotten this far, by the way. I didn't know we could find it.
Rosie!
Oh! Don't touch it.
She said, got you. Oh my God.
Oh, we thought you were a gummy.
Man.
All right. Now, why is this noteworthy? Why is this kind of an update reviewing the past episodes? All right. Here is a child that has woken up to tragedy. My friend Rosie is a gummy bear now.
Her day's in disarray already.
I just want to make note of like the future generation instinct. First off, don't trust dad. Bro is about to eat my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's
See her for
look.
1 second.
Just let me see it. No.
That is such an awesome.
Now
stare.
this line says it all. Here's this thing didn't exist to our world till we were in our 30s. This and again, our whole instinct was Google it.
Yeah. Or you could like.
She goes, call up the talking robot.
Mhm.
How do I ungummy my elf on a shelf? It doesn't matter how mythical the question is. The God box has the answer.
Oh, the God box will give a straight answer. Be like, I know just what you're going through, honey. This is how you fix it.
Exactly. Just watch the instinct that you could see the wheels are turning. She's like,
What was
my
that-
friend is in trouble.
Dude, what was that thing we were able to text as a kid? And you would text it like a
Oh my
question?
goodness.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You just aged yourself.
Oh no, I know I did, but it's like that's what I would have done in that situation. I'd have texted this thing and waited for like.
And what's funny is it's just some Indian that's
I
like,
was like, if some guy at a call center.
he goes to Google and he's like, gummy, your elf is a gummy? What is in America?
Oh yeah, so yeah, I dated myself a bit there, but that's what I would have done.
Okay, my best friend I woke up to is of the gelatin kind. Dad, you got to call up the God box. How do we save this thing?
What?
We can ask ChatGPT what makes elves not be a gummy.
Yeah,
Good
dad,
She asks that way too naturally. She probably
That's
says
what I
that,
mean.
like 5 times a day.
Here's the thing. This child has had dialogue. We're friends. We talk. My dad just turns on ChatGPT into voice talking, and we kick it because this thing understands baby talk.
Yep.
And ChatGPT is like, no way.
No, it's a gummy.
Tell me more.
It's a damn gummy.
She's like, well, ChatGPT gets me, Dad. So that being the perfect segue into our first topic today, because the future is here. This dystopia we thought we'd never actually see. I got to tell you about IShowSpeed and this $1 million lawsuit. So welcome to the future, where the phrase man versus machine doesn't mean Terminator anymore. It means a Twitch streamer versus a prototype robot named the Rizbot and their $1 million lawsuit. According to early reports, internet personality IShowSpeed is being sued for $1 million following an on-camera altercation involving a robotic prototype during content segmentation. And yes, let's pause on that for a second. A robot, not a person, not an animal, a machine, which means we may be witnessing the first real cultural test for whether clankers officially have the same rights as people. First, I want to play the clip. If we're going to talk about this, you got to see it. IShowSpeed and his assault on the metal kind.
Get your ugly ass off my. All right, bro, watch out. All right, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yup. That's it.
When did this become a sketch?
I'd sue him too.
No, bro, that's it.
This became a
No, that's
sketch
it.
clip
You
real
keep on playing,
quick.
bro.
So that was IShowSpeed beating up.
So that's him. He attacks the robot, right? And it's very speed-like, you know? This is so in his nature. The only thing missing is a good old bark in the robot's face. But he gets everything else. He gets the ones and the twos.
What is that thing risen up anyways?
Oh, the ladies. Because again, they'd rather see a bear in the woods than us. So The lawsuit reportedly claims the robot sustained damage during the interaction, framing the incident as assault and destruction of property. Though critics are already questioning whether calling this assault is more narrative than reality. There is no indication, at least so far, that the robot was autonomous in any meaningful legal sense, conscious, or anything resembling a rights-bearing entity. But that's where it begins. It was a prototype, likely owned, insured, and staged for demonstration. Now here's where things get interesting. IShowSpeed's content has always lived in the gray area between chaos, performance art, and calculated spectacle. From what has circulated online, this interaction appeared comedic, exaggerated, and part of a planned segment, not some spontaneous act of violence. As the latest reports go, Speed has not made a formal legal statement so far, though he has reportedly reacted on stream with disbelief, framing the situation as absurd and emblematic of a upside down beginning of the system. And, we're only going in a worse direction. And honestly, that reaction tracks, because what this lawsuit really represents isn't about protecting robots. It's about corporate liability, brand image, and precedent. The robot didn't file the lawsuit. The company did. And they're using this language meant to emotionally charge the public. Assault, harm, danger, knowing full well that a machine doesn't feel pain or fear or trauma. The focus of the lawsuit claims that the company had experienced $1 million in damages due to irreparable physical damage. They assert that IShowSpeed's actions, which included putting the robot in a chokehold and punching it twice, caused total loss to the robot's head, cameras, neck ports, sensors, and stability, leaving it unable to walk properly. Also, lost business opportunities. The main basis for the large monetary claim is the loss of major high-profile collaborations. The company claims the damage forced the cancellation of the robot's scheduled appearances alongside YouTuber Mr. Beast on the NFL Today show on CBS. And then also setback to viral momentum. Social Robotics described being in a Mr. Beast production as akin to being in a Super Bowl commercial, arguing that the incident caused a monumental setback to the Rizbot's viral momentum and potential for financial gain, resulting in a reported significant drop in social media engagement. This raises a much bigger question. If damaging prototypes during a staged content interaction can be reframed as violence, what happens when machines are everywhere? When delivery bots, service robots, and AI-driven devices become unavoidable parts of daily life? Does every malfunction, collision, or misuse suddenly become a legal minefield for individuals while corporations remain shielded? Because let's be clear. People can get assaulted on camera every day online and nothing happens. But touch a robot tied to a corporate balance sheet and suddenly the system wakes up. Moving forward, this case could become a reference point. Not because it's morally profound, but because it's legally convenient. It offers a roadmap for companies to discipline behavior, control content, and enforce compliance through civil penalties, all while pretending it's about safety. So, no, this isn't the drawn-out dawn of robot civil rights. It's the dawn of corporate hardware being treated as sacred, while human context, intent, and common sense gets buried under legal jargon. Man versus machine has officially begun, and somehow the machine already has better lawyers. Do you think IShowSpeed should have to pay up?
Yeah, I mean, I was really traumatized from that footage. I cannot believe he would do that to that poor young robot. It had its whole dreams and aspirations ruined in a moment's notice. What did they think putting him on camera? Like, what if
with IShowSpeed of all people?
Here's the thing. Not honestly, at this point, I wish he RKO'd it.
Just grab the head.
You just go right onto the bed, RKO it. Who cares? I mean, who cares? I do find it is funny, because like you said. It happens every day on camera. People are getting assaulted on camera. No legal repercussions. No anything like that. Like real actual assault. And this, How can you convince me this isn't a bit?
Well, here's the bigger piece. You would have to imagine there's some sort of dialogue. Like, hey, let's be real. Don't touch it. It's kind of sensitive, or like you could kind of push it, but you know, there had to have been some ground rules of its physical ability. Like you can touch it, but don't like punch it in the face. It's weird that
I see all those pillows in the background.
right. It
where
almost seems like it was
originally
planned.
falls.
Yeah, great point, Doug. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Brilliant point. It really makes you wonder,
I
like,
think
And then right there,
I think
that's
that's
where
when
I
they were
think
like,
it
all right,
goes.
you're done.
Yep.
You're done.
there is a good point. Like when he's punching it on the pillows, it really isn't facing any harm. I bet you they didn't intend for it to roll over to its front. Because look at it, he's sketch rolling on top of him like crazy. It is crazy, giving him the old sketch-a-magoo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
look at that. Without sound, out of context, it ain't right. But it almost feels like that's what messed it up. If we're talking about the damage being stemming from camera access, sensory ports, like all in the head, but that punch was pretty direct. That first punch, just yabba. Pew.
You know, some tech nerd was behind the scene. Like,
No!
was just, yes!
Dude! Shut up. We're getting famous here. That's IShowSpeed.
And then for them to follow up with like, we had like a scheduled event with Mr. Beast. It's like, I bet you did.
I'm sure Mr. Beast is all over that. Rizbot, deliver them their Feastables. And he just comes walking out with the box, just like,
comes out with the box. Yeah.
take one.
I mean,
He can't even splurge for you to get the peanut butter one and the crunch one. You can only pick one.
I mean, that's the real
This is a
tragedy.
bit- this is
of the
Mr.
Rizbot.
Wait, Ricky, what are your thoughts? Is this a tragedy or just content?
I thought it was just content. Like for the company to do this, nobody is gonna want to work with them now because anything can happen. Anybody can knock over the little freaking robot. Like all the content creators talk to each other. They're all collab. They all friends. So it's like, why you gonna do this, bruv?
Here's the real truth. Mr. Beast has a set where they're blowing up tanks and throwing people in the air. The last thing he wants to do is bring $1 million liability on this set. He's letting these humans get abused, and he's like, yeah, but don't touch the robot. It's like, yeah, no, this thing is in the realm of casualty.
Dude, I'm just thinking, like, put it on NFL Sunday Show and just have Gronkowski take it out. You know, like,
Just
yeah, just grabs its head and Gronk slams it. You know what I mean? Like, what would stop him? He's got the money for the lawsuit.
content.
NFL Network would have been getting sued.
So
they're moving.
let me ask this then, because it's pretty clear where we all kind of stand on the actual incident. But if a robot can be assaulted, who exactly is the victim? The machine or the company that owns it?
I'm gonna vouch for the machine here. It's the machine. It's the machine because the machine's actually having something done to it, and they're just raking in money. So for them, they're just getting a paycheck. They're just getting a payday or whatever. They're getting some money out of it. The robot's actually being like thrown to the wolves.
Well, even more so, let's add a little tear to the eye. This is like the raccoon from Marvel. What's his name, Doug? I know. Rocket Raccoon. He didn't ask to be made. I was brought into this world.
Guardians
and
3.
you make me dance for you and you get all the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here.
And then you will see, once they got bored and all the women could go to work, and then they got bored because all the gays could get married. Now it's going to be like, you respect my clanker? He has feelings. He did your dishes.
I think of it this way too. He's a prototype. At some point, he's going to be replaced with the newer model.
Ooh,
It's going to hurt.
that's a harsh rate. Is that an assault?
I mean, I think
Maybe
he's
that's
a
why
victim
they're
of that.
suing. Because their fund didn't run out, and so they need some extra money. So maybe that's why they're suing.
The robot's going to make a video saying how he hates being called a clanker.
That's how it felt when Gen Z was born. It was like, the next prototype We're out. I'm already defunct and void before I even got off the ground.
Yeah, the poor thing.
So if this robot had malfunction and hurt IShowSpeed, would the lawsuit conversation look the same? Or would this be written off as, assumed risk?
Oh, dude, if I was IShowSpeed, the instant they sent me that lawsuit, I'd be like, look at this cut on my hand from punching your thing. If I was him, I would have like punched the nearest wall and been like, this is from your robot.
Your robot did
You
this.
didn't see me complaining.
Plus, I think he leaned into it. I think your robot gave it a little lean.
It's too good. It's too good. Yeah. Yeah, no.
So are we setting a precedent where interacting with tech the wrong way becomes a punishable offense if a robot? Yeah. What do we think of that first before I get into
Then, lock me up. Then lock me up already. I've already
Well,
done it before.
I'm just thinking about like my autistic cousin goes to New York and sees a DoorDash robot going down the sidewalk and it's just asking. He can't even resist. He's just like knee-jerk reaction. Like when the doctor punches your knee with the little hammer thing and you're like, huh. My cousin's like, I got to kick this thing.
I gotta kick it down. I want the McDonald's.
He went there for Thanksgiving 3 separate days. It's just him following it like this thing. And then he's trying to get in its way like, people are not going to roll over and just let that. They're not going to integrate easily. Let's put it like that.
I can't wait till I finally
People will be pushing it.
I can't wait till I finally see one of those.
When it was a slot machine, like just a vending machine, give me my Cheetos. Robots don't like this.
The robot, the vending machine.
I see videos, a bunch of those delivery ones getting stuck in LA, man. Those delivery robots getting stuck in potholes, just like 1 foot up and just stuck on the side of the street.
Yeah,
Can't
dude.
do nothing. Someone come push it over.
I was in Miami and we're taking an Uber driving around. We saw a bunch of those food things. They got stuck on the side between like where the trees would be and the roots and the sidewalk, and they'd be like stuck. And we'd drive by and we'd hear some of them going, "Help me, I am stuck." And it's just like, what?
Doug runs up to it, just
Pushes it in deeper. You're on your own, dog. This is a dog-eat-dog bot world, bitch.
These prototype robots are gonna create a coalition someday. It's gonna be the coalition of robots since all the unfair treatment they're getting.
Because it's inevitable. That's inevitable because we will certainly treat them unwell.
We literally gave them a rather
Look at-
derogatory name.
Look
right
at
away.
a single mother working at TGI Fridays and the way she treats her iPhone. That's found every crevice of her body. Just she's trying to work. She's a grinding woman. Toss it. I mean,
It's true. It's true. It's a punishable offense these days. What can I
it's
say?
a punishable offense. So if a robot provokes a reaction, where does accountability land? Right? So let's say IShowSpeed's in this interaction. If the robot, the RizBot, provokes a reaction, where does accountability land? The user, the creator, or the engineers who built it? Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I want to look at iRobotics Inc. and go, you happy you opened this can of worms?
Dude, the best is they're gonna throw RizBot under it. Be like, he's just a wild
It's
man. He's a wild guy.
No, somehow Sam Altman's rolling in his like, whoa, me? We plugged into ChatGPT, man. I don't know. That thing took over. It's like, just pull somebody not even involved. It's not our platform. And now that we've got this run, now here's a totally separate question.
Okay.
Now that we've got this run, this race for AI.
Yeah.
And you know what? I kind of want this consideration to run parallel to Bitcoin and like digital currency. Bitcoin was the first. It's the most right now. Is that inevitably going to be the thing? There's a million other options. People keep trying them. Over here, you've got ChatGPT was first. So OpenAI is kind of the tip of the spear. Grok's right behind it. Grok seems to be a little bit more free as far as usability. OpenAI has their ChatGPT pretty locked in its abilities and anymore. They've really honed it in. So you've got these two peaks, but Palantir and all these other companies are right behind them. Who do you think ends up taking this over? Can we anticipate it being the names we know now, the ones that are kind of steering the market currently? Or is it a market that would allow for a dark horse to come out of nowhere and take it over?
No, I think the market's already pretty saturated to the point where it's going to be one of the few. I like think of like Bitcoin.
I think, yeah,
like,
I think it's going to be Bitcoin.
I couldn't think of a single one before Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like, I could think of others now, but it's like not nowhere near the value of Bitcoin. So for like these open AI is like, it's going to be one of them.
And dude, and Alex, like the same analogy there, like Bitcoin. Well, now they're starting to regulate these cryptocurrencies more, which we all knew was coming. Well, pretty soon AIs are going to have a lot more regulation. I think it's going to take some of these more established places to get through that regulation. Regulation usually means mergers and bigger law departments.
Well, and that's why I like that point, Doug, because the reality is this. You really are, you want to look at this company and go, you opened the door to this. You may have made a mistake. You may have saw dollar signs and opportunity to make some quick cash in, deep pockets that have it.
Right.
But at the same time, now you're getting Big Brother involved to start considering these types of things.
Mhm.
And that's going to bring in legal precedent that could probably damn you down the road.
Can of worms they didn't want to open and now they got to deal with. And it's Sam Altman dealing with it. And I hope he's having a horrible time. Like, that's all I care. That's all. I hope he's having the worst time dealing with it.
That's right. That's right. So I want to get to the kind of closing of this all, because at the end of the day, the way I look at the lawsuit itself, as far as civil damages go, those 3 points that were raised are pretty easy to prove.
Right.
Like physical damage, missing Mr. Beast, and whatever the other one was, the damage of the brand.
NFL football.
If this
Yeah.
truly wasn't a bit, it's the biggest gotcha moment you could ask for.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think this is IShowSpeed's nature. I could see this not being a segment and him just getting carried away in just like a thing. I guarantee he touched this thing a few times and is like, oh, this is pretty sturdy.
yeah,
And just walloped on it.
he thought this thing was pretty sturdy, and he's like, I'm gonna wrestle it.
Oh, no, I'm sketch humping it.
Yeah,
Literally.
literally.
So I don't know, Ricky, you may or may not still be there. I think the connection's getting tight. I was going to ask him for his rapping thoughts. Will.
Am I good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
All right.
all right,
Well,
all right.
we can hear you. We can't. The video's kind of tough, but tell us, what are your rapping thoughts?
Fuck them robots. Just do what we want. Just do the job. And if you bring your robot in a place where we have agreement, like, you know what type of person I am, a hostile person. I'm a streamer. You don't know what might happen. It's a moving bus. You should be prepared, or just don't bring your robot.
That's a fair point. I do find it funny, just like, hey, when you're bringing your robot thing, it's almost like now dogs or like your infant, like when you bring your robot to the store, have some consideration about it. It's like, did you ever expect to be here this fast in your lifetime? Because I surely didn't. What are your rapping thoughts?
If I was, again, I get it. These are content streamers. They want to like see the new tech, and they're one of the first people. Like, again, it's like, what was his lineup? Speed, Mr. Beast, the NFL Today Show, like 3 big rollers, right there. And it's like, you want to look at like the robot producers and be like, did you not see this? Did you not see something happening? Which is why I think it's like a gotcha. Like, I think for them, it's like a gotcha, and like they get their money. And for these guys, it's a drop in the bucket. It's a drop in the bucket money wise. But it's one of those, it's like, if someone contacted you and they're like, hey, we want to bring this robot in here, it'd be like, you put it over there. We don't talk to it. We're just going to put the camera on it real quick.
Yeah.
We're going to get it out of here real smooth.
Yeah. Real soft and easy. Like,
soft and smooth.
no,
We're
I
going to put it in bubble wrap while we walk it out of here.
all right. Closing it out here. It isn't really IShowSpeed who's on trial. It's reality itself. We've officially crossed into an era where a human being can be dragged into $1 million lawsuit for a chaotic moment with a machine, while corporations hide behind legal language and call it assault. That should scare people. Not because robots deserve abuse, but because words are being stretched, diluted, and weaponized to protect power, not truth. This wasn't a man versus machine in some sci-fi future. This was content culture colliding with corporate control. And the message being sent is loud and clear. You can clown yourself, you can risk your body, you can entertain millions. Just don't disrupt the corporate mechanism or damage the prototype. Because when you do, suddenly the system wakes up. If machines get legal sympathy faster than people, if corporations get emotional standing while creators get crushed, then we're not talking about safety anymore. We're talking about ownership. Ownership of platforms, ownership of tech, ownership of behavior. So maybe this case gets settled. Maybe it quietly disappears. But the precedent matters, because once a robot can be a victim, everyone becomes a liability. Imagine what happened when we made corporations voting people that can affect your elections. And if we don't question that now, don't be shocked when the next headline isn't about a streamer, it's about you. All right, let's get into our next topic here. This is going to be the heftier, meatier one, and then we're going to end with a little bit lighthearted and some fun content. So, getting into an American incident here. I do want to bring up the image while I do the presentation. So we're going to be talking about Rob Reiner and his wife and the recent tragedy that had occurred. So the Reiners, a dark day in Hollywood meets Trump's deranged reaction. This week was one of those grim milestones in entertainment and American life that feels like it shouldn't happen. Right up there with lightning, tornadoes, or box set cancellations. Hollywood icon Rob Reiner, the award-winning actor, director of This Is Spinal Tap, When Mary Met Sally, and Stand By Me, A Few Good Men, and a son of the comedy legend Carl Reiner. Him and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead on December 14th, 2025, inside their Brentwood, Los Angeles home with what police are investigating as stab wounds. Just hours later, law enforcement took their 32-year-old son, Nick Reiner, into custody. He's now charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in their deaths and is being held without bail as the investigation unfolds. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office says the case includes special circumstances that could lead to life imprisonment or even the death penalty if convicted. Neighbors, Hollywood friends, industry figures, and fans around the world are in shock. Tributes are pouring in for an artist whose work influenced generations and whose family story was once openly a part of his art, especially through the semi-autobiographical film Being Charlie, which explored his son's struggles with addiction and was co-written by Nick. This tragedy is already dominating conversations across party lines. But then came a moment that threw fuel on the fire. President Donald Trump posted a comment on Truth Social about the Reiners' deaths and that many viewed as grotesque and deeply inappropriate. Even conservative commentators acknowledged the reaction was shameful, criticizing the lack of restraint in the face of such a dark day. Here's the context. Republicans, Democrats, independents, Hollywood liberals, conservative commentators, almost everyone agrees that basic human decency demands sensitivity at a time like this. Even if someone strongly disagreed with Rob Reiner's political commentary in the past, most people expect leaders to rise above politics in moments of family tragedy and national sorrow. That is simply the American way. That's where much of the criticism is centered, not just the comments themselves, but the instinct to make a political jab before offering condolences, especially at a time like now. This was the exact plea conservatives found themselves broadcasting into the public square following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And make no mistake, Rob Reiner was no stranger to controversy. He was an outspoken critic of Trump and an active political voice for decades. And yes, many found his views polarizing, especially when he bolstered himself as a poster boy for the Russiagate hoax. But that doesn't change the fact that this family's tragedy, first and foremost, and a moment where compassion should be front and center, where is the public humility? you don't have to agree with someone's politics to recognize that when a human life is lost, especially one as impactful on culture as Rob Reiners, the right answer is empathy. I can tell you from experience, when someone passes, even if you disagreed with them fiercely, silence and respect are often the stronger statements. That's what Christ demands. But we also know Trump isn't really a Christian. He wears the sheep's clothing, so the base will follow. It's a dark day. And for a moment like this, as far as I'm concerned, there's no light that comes from kicking someone when they're already hurting. No political benefit to be gained from jolting a grief-stricken family, no matter how loud your base might cheer you on. This is loss. This is confusion. This is a reminder that behind every headline, every hot take, every political rant, there are real people, real families, real pain. Tonight, millions of fans across every aisle are grieving the loss of a creative force in Hollywood and the tragic way it all ended. And maybe, just maybe, the smallest thing any of us can do is approach that with seriousness, solemnity. I don't even know. Yeah, exactly. Being solemn and a little bit of humanity.
That was a rough curveball at the end.
Yeah, what the heck? Solemnity. Be solemn.
You know.
Here's the reality. First, I want to play some of these clips. I guess we should probably first look at Trump's tweet.
I don't even want to give it notice, man. Honestly.
Well, you're right.
I get what you're saying.
But to give context, like if we're going to criticize it, because it is deranged and it's so funny, that's the focal point of his comment is how deranged this man was. Sorry, sir, you sound the most deranged. So I'm going to pull up the tweet here just so we could get through it. As Will said, though, I don't like giving it any attention because it's gross.
Yeah.
A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and uncurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome. That isn't what killed him. So that off the bat makes that so messed up.
Yeah.
Sometimes referred to as TDS. That's the problem, is you created a diagnosis with this man's name in it, so he wants to diagnose it for everybody or find every way he could fit it in. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession with President Donald J. Trump. It gets so weird. Like, we need to really criticize this man more on the third party, like the way he talks about himself in the third person.
He literally says his name more so than Rob Reiners in this entire post.
Whoa.
Such a good point.
You know, that's like
with this obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before, as we get owned by other countries, may Rob and Michelle rest in peace. Despicable, disgusting. The man's a POS. And I just need that balanced with, as I mentioned in kind of like the opening monologue there, we all experienced something, I would even argue, way worse. Like a public assassination for everyone to see, traumatizing for a political figure that was the most middle ground and modest you could find from that faction, and folks danced on his grave. And so no matter how evil you want to make this man out to be, and we probably shouldn't stray away from him choosing to be the poster boy of a government coup, which is the Russia hoax. Like, that doesn't get enough airtime. They committed an internal coup.
Rob Reiner and America, we've got a problem. We've been attacked by a foreign enemy power, and our president refuses to defend us. Donald Trump is meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin one-on-one in a closed
Because heaven forbid we have allies beyond the one God chose.
door meeting with no aides present and no record of of what will be said. Putin's government attacked our democracy by interfering in the 2016 election
Okay, a lie.
to help Donald Trump become president. That is not in dispute. It has been verified by all U.S. intelligence agencies.
That's a lie.
The Republican-led
Who?
Senate
Who?
Intelligence Committee and the U.S. Justice Department. Trump and his campaign's conspiracy with Russia is the
Lie.
subject of a federal investigation. And yet Donald Trump refuses to meet with Robert Mueller, the prosecutor leading that investigation. Trump said he'd meet with anyone. He told us.
I'll speak to anybody.
But now he's backing out. If he has nothing to hide, why won't he sit down and answer Mueller's questions? What's he afraid of?
Because a coup, that guy's a liar, everything's a sham, but that shouldn't take away from the humility and humanity of we live in a society. We're so fragmented. We have lost the nation that unites us. And this is where Rob Reiner gets the last laugh. He gets the flowers, and Trump should be forever damned, but he won't. Here's, again, back to the Charlie Kirk point. At a time where folks were at their lowest and showing their most evil sides, when we needed to come together the most, this is how Rob Reiner chose to approach it.
First heard about the murder of Charlie Kirk, what was your immediate gut reaction to it?
Well, horror, absolute horror. And I unfortunately saw the video of it, and it's beyond belief what happened to him, and that should never happen to anybody. I don't care what your political beliefs are. That's not acceptable. That's not a solution to solving problems. And I felt like what his wife said at the service, at the memorial they had, was exactly right. And totally, I believe, I'm Jewish, but I believe in the teachings of Jesus, and I believe in doing to others, and I believe in forgiveness. And what she said to me was,
this Jewish man being more Christian than our quote unquote Christian president. But I just want to let him finish.
And absolutely, she forgave his assassin, and I think that is admirable.
What were you gonna say?
It's like when Trump's post, it's like, listen, I know the phrase, there's a time and place for everything, but like literally you missed the mark on both of those.
How about this? Can I be real with you? Why this is such a swing and a miss? It's one thing if, listen, there's a place for it. It's just not now. There's a time for it, but just not now. I think this is an even bigger blunder, because this is one of those things where it's like, I don't think you can convince me there is a time or a place.
That's what I mean.
I want you to rewind our dialogues. The beauty is, no matter what tiger trap you try to catch my toe in, I have years of the change, the growth, the amenability of my thoughts. If you go back to the beginning of time, one thing that's been a through line, consistent stem of logic I've applied to all of these scenarios, no matter the political or social line, starting with Luigi Mangione. I said that's our Joker moment. We are seeing people justifying savagery in our society. That doesn't take away from the need for change and the fact that maybe there's an issue here that requires our attention and the demand for evolution. But this isn't the way about it. And the second we do that, we default to primates. We are back to the caveman society. This is the Stone Age. You either eat with forks, read books, and live in a civil society, which is you let could be faulty human judges, but let the system work itself out and fight to work for a better system. But the day you fight to tear down the system, you might as well just live in the jungle. That you might as well live the primate life. And it's terrifying that a consistent thing that really kind of started at the Mangione point, it was lingering. But I think that was the breaking point where it bled into society. Now it's in our bloodstream. The heart is pumping it through our communities. Kids are breeding this in the universities. They're taking it home. They're building lifestyles, friendships, discords off of these sick mentalities. It's crazy that the FBI is like, yeah, we're still not going to talk to you about
Brown University.
No, I wasn't even going to say that, but we're not even going to talk to you about what the rich and powerful are doing on an island. But a cool thing we did was stop this like 264. I'm getting the numbers wrong, but I'm within the ballpark. There's this like series of numbers of a Discord group that promotes people to like harm themselves on camera, and it's like they get off on this. They like coax people into doing all this, and they've been sweeping the country and the world, getting people to unalive themselves and stuff. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, okay, the FBI doing the thing. Look over here as I slap you. It's like, okay, you did do a cool thing. You're taking that down. Why do I bring that up? Because this is now infecting our society. And I'm looking at the president going, Obama was one of the worst presidents of all time, not because of being the president with the most unmanned drone killings or the most human rights violations, but because he was the divider. He spoke to half of our country intentionally that drove a wedge into our country. He divided us. Yeah, I could say to that point we started to shake the rock bed, but we're not a nation anymore. We're really just, this is where the sovereign citizen comes in and wins, because we are becoming that. We are becoming a bunch of independents that just share a land, and we kind of police ourselves because, look at the way laws are being applied. It's only being applied to some demographics, not the others. Society's unraveling. We're letting theft go crazy out the wazoo. And say whatever you want about Obama. At least he spoke consciously.
Yeah.
And I look at this guy and I go, you're a babbling buffoon. Your cult is so dire that they'll let you get away with anything, no matter how vulgar. They actually can't even see it. And so, while I just sent $260 million to God's chosen people, and I'm going to pick another war. I told you I'd get out of Ukraine in 2 days and get out of in 2 days, but that's going for another 2 years. And I'm going to add another war. Let's tack on Venezuela, and Somalia is looking a little yummy too. We might get them. Ignore all that. I'm gonna send out this tweet and get your attention. I'm driving to dinner on last Friday. My dad looks at me and he goes, Did you see what Trump did? No, what? Your Pennsylvania health secretary, because at the time I'm in law school, Biden's the president, and the health secretary is a man in a skirt.
Oh, okay.
That's how unhealthy our country was. And I've been outspoken about that guy, and I've had an opinion about him. My dad goes, Did you see what Trump did? Your fella in Pennsylvania, though, the old health secretary, he changed the placard back to his old dead name. My dad doesn't know what dead name means. It was back to his old man name. And I'm like,
that's it.
Cool. So you're excited. You were supposed to get a $2,000 check for your tariffs. You didn't get that. We were supposed to be out of all these wars. I was supposed to see the Epstein files, but all we got were a staged play with white binders going to Jewish influencers. And all of this being said, I've got nothing I voted for. But did you see he changed the nameplate? It's like, you guys are so shallow and two-dimensional. He knows I don't actually have to do anything. I don't have to do anything real. I just got to change a nameplate. It's Gulf of America. They're like, oh my God, I'm making hats and shirts. Oil's still the same price, but the Gulf. The Gulf of America. He knows exactly how to distract us. This guy is a king nothing burger. We need to sever, because it is the real enemy. The giant hand up his ass that's pulling the strings, that's our real enemy. But with all this being considered, he gets backlash. Mike Johnson, he didn't have his little hat on that time because he wasn't signing over $260 million, but he's walking through the Capitol and they're catching him like, hey, what do you have to say about all the conservatives hate Trump's comment? It's bullshit. What do you have to say about it? And he's like, I don't know every comment and I don't need to respond on every comment. We're trying to make healthcare more affordable. It's like, even you know this is messed up. So with everybody around him screaming from the heavens, this was jacked up. You should be ashamed. This I do give him credit for. He stands by his nature. He just doubles down.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was
I can't get over that.
the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And guess what? There were a lot of people that weren't a fan of Charlie Kirk either. But we all can stand in solidarity disavowing anybody that danced on his grave. This is called humanity. Like, where is that human element in him? Don't ever shy away from the fact that this is the guy. He wasn't joking. This didn't come out in jest. He clearly said on Air Force One, I'm not going to heaven. What?
Dude, I don't want to defend that comment because I agree with everything you just said. Like, we should have the same respect for both. But, like, Charlie Kirk, as you brought up, that was an assassination, whereas, like, this was, as we are finding out, murdered by his son. So it's like, I don't want to say Trump was right by saying, screw this guy, essentially, after he's dead. But completely different situations where, like, no matter how you
what's the difference between murder and assassination besides the political influence of the person that was died?
When someone is assassinated, well, exactly.
No,
you
that is it.
No, you nailed it. And
yes.
that's where it's like, it's both wrong what Trump said, but assassination kind of does tend to bring more people together than
it didn't. That's my point.
I'm just saying, that was my point. Is like, Trump could have handled that a little better, but, like, you compared it to Charlie Kirk, and in my mind, I see those almost a little differently, though.
Trump could have handled it better by just literally not saying anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take it full circle. One of the comments, and I think it might be me brought up in my closing, but when Dick Cheney passes away and you get to see the veil come down, red and blue all sit there and go, we respect one of our political warlords. One of the greats that owned it. Like, as far as politicians go, like, people look at Nancy Pelosi and they go, we give you your flowers because you've been here the longest and you've been able to siphon the most out of this role. Because why else do they go into this role besides power and money? And they're like, wow, you're the best among us because you siphoned the most power and money. As far as politicians in that game, Dick Cheney's literally like number one, if not number two. I mean, George W. Bush doesn't come close to that accolade. The politician that could best siphon power and money out of our government was him. He was able to get us to go totally destroy the Middle East and then pay his company to go and rebuild the Middle East. And then the weapons to destroy it, he was also, we were selling those on the side too. So this guy, top tier criminal, absolutely horrific. But some reason all the Reds and the Blues were like, well done. Well done. This is a sad moment. I had a lot to say. I had a lot of feelings. None of them were good. Do you know how many times I'd see some bullshit and I'd type out the tweet and I'm like, no, delete.
I feel like you do that often.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But like going off like Doug, I kind of get what you're coming at with, like, the assassination and, like, the murder difference. The problem with Trump.
No, Gergat worded it perfectly to just ruin my point, but like,
the problem with, like, Trump's thing bringing up TDS, it's like
why'd you have to make it about you?
But it's not even making it about you. It's like, it's very quickly we know that had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a domestic dispute. Like, this is truly just like son's probably filtered rage he's had towards his father for a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's
consider-
probably methed out.
yeah, he's probably had thoughts of doing this to his dad without any relation to Trump for a long time, which makes it really sad and tragic. It's like,
Yeah.
these
Well,
are
so
things we don't
let's get to that
particularly
point.
know.
The point that I do want to kind of transition it to is the story itself and kind of surrounding the father-son relationship. They have a history. They did that show, the movie.
Be real or something like
No,
that.
being Charlie.
That's kind
Yeah.
of nail on the head.
Right. Wow.
If you just saying.
Well, because it's all a stage,
I'm
folks.
just saying. Like,
How many coincidences until it's mathematically impossible? But good point. I'm glad you caught that because I would have just kept
I
going.
literally thought it was called Be Real.
No, Being Charlie is the movie that they shared, and the movie was about a father-son relationship dealing with the son's addiction struggles. There was a tweet that Rob Reiner had posted around that time that I had made a decision as a father that I'd rather have my son alive and hating me than dead in the streets. That being his logic towards addressing addiction really probably highlights that he probably did hate you. Like whatever your approach was, that probably did have an element and it probably fueled the fire. Ironically, Doug, click it over real quick. We got the wheel of topics. Maybe we'll get lucky today. It just dawned on me. I spoke to this fella from New York. He calls himself Nicky. He's one of them.
Oh, okay.
He's a group of people. He's a they themer. And we have a great conversation about addiction and harm reduction. And there is we need to change the dialogue on that. We need to focus more on harm reduction and rehabilitation. And I don't like that word because the current system that embodies it is such a failure that it triggers the consideration of failure. We need to change that system in its entirety too. So hopefully, if the universe allows us, that'd be a great topic for today. But let's get to some of that dialogue. Here first is Rob Reiner and his son, Nick, the murderer, allegedly, on the stage discussing. They're having a little bit of banter, interviewing after. It's like a TED Talk promoting Being Charlie.
What was the toughest for you? What do you think, Nick?
It wasn't very tough. I mean, it was a pretty nice experience for me. I don't really think it was tough at all.
Really?
I mean, of course it was a little bit, but
I mean, we did get into fights over things, but ultimately it forced us to make the film better. I mean, we get into issues, and I would see, he would. The whole process for me, I can just speak for myself. It did make me understand him a lot more, and I think it made me a better father. Hopefully, it did. I don't know, but I think that, and you'll see it in the film. What happens is, your kid. If your kid is going through rough times, the parent your main job is to keep your child safe. So I would do anything. I felt at a loss, so I would do anything that, as we say in the film, anybody with a desk and a diploma, I would listen to them. And the whole idea of tough love and you have to be a certain way. And it's not my nature. It's not the way I am built, but I went and did that.
So what's crazy on top of that is how the images we keep getting of Nick Reiner are all these, right? So like from that interview, this is the guy we see. Here is a red carpet photo of the family, not just like literally just a week or two ago. And just look at this guy. That's
whoa,
wrong
wow.
guy.
He looks pretty good.
Yeah, he looks great. My God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
Sorry.
Whew. You could see him that time.
I was like, you look like you should be at SummerSlam.
All right, John Cena's coming up next. We're gonna have a lot more fun than this topic. But look at the misery in his face. Like you're just seeing what he's carrying.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I made that comment against what Trump said, because it's like this has nothing to do with what
derangement syndrome,
and it's like this just seems like a family dispute that's probably raged in his life for a long time.
You would think that they would show this more.
Well, I wonder how long
than this image. We keep getting this from a decade ago, but it's like,
well, that's the thing. I wonder how long he's kind of been out of the public eye in terms of like doing press junkets with like his father. You know what I mean? I wonder if like in recent years he has relapsed and,
well,
you know.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
But, so yeah, Doug, get to that.
Well, that's like I was telling you guys before the show. I was reading an article earlier today that said the family was at a Conan O'Brien, I believe, Christmas party, but a Conan O'Brien party recently within the last.
There ain't no
couple
Christ
weeks.
at those parties, Doug.
And apparently he like walked up to Bill Hader and like interrupted something. Bill Hader was like, "This is a private conversation," and it started a little bit of a scene. And apparently, witnesses said like the Reiners were visibly embarrassed and upset. Like apparently the son was making a scene at this Conan O'Brien Hollywood party. So, and then I think it was a couple days later, you know,
Listen,
we find this.
Making a scene with Bill Hader speaks more about you than anything else.
I mean, probably all you're doing is adding fuel to Bill Hader's impressions.
He's literally in his living room. He was like, he's literally reenacting him. You know,
He's probably doing that right now.
I would bet.
Yeah,
gotta keep it fresh.
It's just like the thing I can't get out of my head is just knowing that, like, again, I wasn't the biggest Rob Reiner fan, other than his work. I really do
South Park had him.
I really do like
what? Really?
Yeah, South
yeah,
Park did a whole thing with him trying to get smoking banned in South Park.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You know, and it's like I really do liked his old work. Obviously, I know you're a huge fan of Stand By Me. That's like one of your favorite movies all time. I really liked A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally. Really was a great.
A Few Good Men is solid movie.
But like really was like great, not just like making culturally relevant films that kind of like period pieces that stand through time, but also like tackling like a wide array of genres and like really connecting with his audience and stuff like that. And then like, again, it's how I kind of like you guys know, like I'm the cinephile. Like I like my movies. I kind of like try to disassociate like the work from like the individuals, because I wasn't the biggest Rob Reiner individual. Like because I always think I'm like, guy who made Stand By Me is also the Rushgate guy. Like I've always kind of had that thing. But it's like when I think of like it's just sort of relationship with his son, it's just like I just think like literally the last thing he saw in his life was just like unfiltered rage by his child. You know, I just like then to see our dickhead president, sorry for the language, just like make that post like completely about him. And it's like, dude, I want to highly doubt his son was a fan of yours.
Oh, right.
Let alone
it had nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you. And you just kind of like take it in this route. And it's like you're taking away from like the core. Again, the Charlie Kirk thing was its own thing. Like, unfortunately, like it was a politically motivated thing. This is like a family dispute that we haven't seen.
Exactly.
Honestly, I'd say since like what, Phil Harmon or.
But
like
that's what I mean.
It's
It's worth drawing upon the Charlie Kirk thing because that's what makes this low even lower.
Right.
Like for a liberal to dance on Charlie Kirk's grave, it's like, okay, you know,
we know why you're doing it.
We know you're stuck in a mental fog. You are literally hypnotized, and it's less you and more the demon that possesses you.
Yeah.
This is, how could you hate a dad getting killed by his son when you're you know what? This is a perfect point. There's only one other clip, and that's why I keep kind of referencing this photo, because it's one of those the things we keep drudging up and reviewing are a totally different version of this Nick. But here's Nick around the same time of Being Charlie, the movie. And here's his dialogue about his struggles with addiction, clearly showing it's more intense than just, you know, a hit of the pipe.
I totally spun out on uppers. I think it was coke and
good time,
something else, and I was up for days on end, and I started punching out different things in my guest house.
Like a frame, like what? Like a stuff.
No, I think I started with the TV, and then I went over to the lamp, and then everything in the guest house got wrecked.
Did you punch the TV?
Yeah, I literally punched the TV.
Did you like lacerate your hands? I mean, that sounds bad.
Yeah, did you hurt yourself?
I don't even remember at that
Oh,
point.
How do you not even remember that? So, but I do want to point out, I'm going to mute it here. Look at this is the image the New York Post goes with from this interview. Look at his 2 front teeth. Yeah. Stained from smoking drugs. And it's but this is the image we go with. This is the guy. This is where it results. And that's kind of the part that's hidden from the public. All right. We've been draining this out a lot. I'd like to get Ricky's thoughts on all of this as we've kind of just been dominating the dialogue here. Ricky, there's so many different angles of this, from Trump to the actual tragedy. What are your thoughts?
The good times got me. But the Trump thing, man, I don't like that the lead, someone that's in leader position should never be speaking ill of them. No one should be speaking ill of the dead, bro. As Will said, you better just don't say nothing at all. But as you said, also, he's just sticking to his nature. So what else do we expect from the Trumpster?
That's a reality check.
Let's not forget, he was the one who famously, after God, what's his name? John McCain died, said he wasn't a American hero.
Yeah.
He says he wasn't a war hero. And he was a true POW.
He was
regardless of what you thought of his politics, it's he was a POW in Vietnam. So it's regardless, again.
You're right. It's on brand. This is his nature. Ricky wins the day by going, who's the real asshole? There is a long story, and it involves a frog and a fox, an alligator and a frog, a scorpion and a frog. There's literally 20 ways of doing this, but you go with the scorpion and the frog. If you haven't heard this long time additive, it perfectly exemplifies what we're dealing with Trump. Okay, so a scorpion goes to a frog, and the scorpion says, I need to get to the other side of the river. You can swim me over there. And the frog says, I can't trust you. You're a scorpion. You're going to sting me. I'm going to die. And the scorpion goes, I would never do that. I need to get to the other side. If I sting you, we'll both die. I would never do that. You just got to get me to the other side. And the frog's like, that checks out.
So much.
Hop on my back. I'm a nice guy because I'm a frog. I'm going to get you to the other side. They get halfway through the creek. Scorpion stabs him. They both die.
And then the frog asks, why would you do that? We're both now going to die. And the scorpion goes, it's in my nature.
I was not about to get to that point. I was going to leave it as a cliffhanger for the next episode. Thank you, Doug.
Doug with the
All right.
Doug with the
The frog said.
Hey, I love that. It's a very old school phrase. I've heard it many times in different scenarios. It's a solid one.
It is kind of dumb, though, because what's going to stop the scorpion from stabbing the frog right when he gets to the other side, though? Right when he drops.
You would think that'd be the most. That's a smart scorpion.
I'm just saying.
This is a scorpion with no autistic control over its intrusive thoughts. Just every time, that's a frog.
Whole time he's
that's a
saying
frog.
Whole time he's saying the stinger's behind him, dude, just trust me. It's gonna be fine. That's the thing when it comes to back to this Rob Reiner thing, with the Trump comment. It's just dude, just say it quick. Here's the thing. It's I want to look at Trump and be I get why you hate the guy. I 100% get why you do not like the guy. Just say, hey, horrible tragedy. Sorry, thoughts and wishes for him and the rest of his family. They were great Americans. That's all I had to say. Go about your business.
You didn't even say anything.
Or you don't got to say
You're
anything.
right. Go on. You're sorry. What I just commented was just such a instinctive lash out. That's the bedrock. That's the obviously just don't say anything. What you're saying is if you got to say something, dude, just be this is sad. Bye.
Yeah. It's dude, it's then for them to ask him the next day, oh, did you like Rob Reiner? No, he said Russia. I was in cahoots. He was part of the whole thing. Why would I like the guy?
Yeah. How about this? Let the world prompt you.
Yes.
You're so right.
Go unprompted on your toilet at the White House. Be TDS is the reason this happened. You're an idiot. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then when you find and here's the thing too. We very quickly found out that there were 2 victims and then that the son got arrested. And it's Trump, do you really think his kids are on your side?
Yeah.
You really think they went to every Thanksgiving with dad with their hat and they had to take it off and put it in the car because they didn't want to wear the hat inside to see you? What are you doing? Lay off the Quaaludes or whatever you're taking, man. Like, it's ridiculous.
The funny thing is, the guy's totally sober. That's what
Yes.
makes him. You're the sober guy. Please be on Quaaludes.
And it's like, this is a guy who doesn't shy away from talking any sort of crap about anybody. Like, I always just think when people are like, are you surprised? He said, like, dude, he just called Tim Waltz a word I'm not allowed to say on here a month ago.
He also called a lady doing her job little piggy.
Yeah. And people are like, are you surprised he said this? No, I'm not. I wish he didn't. I wish he wouldn't say these things, but it's like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I can't believe he literally said John McCain, a POW for like 4 years, not a war hero. Trump, you famously eluded the draft.
Also, fun fact.
What are we doing here?
And so did W. Bush. He joined the National Guard thanks to Daddy's connections.
Yeah, but at least you could say he served in some way. Trump literally eluded the draft to go to the war that John McCain was in. It was like, that guy's no hero. And I'm supposed to sit here and be like, I can't believe he said something. No, I can't. I can 100% believe he said something. I wish he didn't say things. You know, like, I think most people do. I wish he would just be like, just do the corporate grievances post and go on with your day. And then if they want to ask you impromptu, like, hey, what you really think? I would be like, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy. You know, he famously did the Russia hoax thing. We all know, like, that's very public knowledge. Like, you played the commercial. Like, that's not like a hidden artifact out there in the ethos. It's like, no, we all know that. Don't unprompted on your toilet, your gold toilet, I bet, at the White House and say some ridiculous shit. We're not asking for much. Literally, for what bare minimum you're giving us, boy, that's at the bottom, dude. Like, don't give us that. And he does every time without fail. And then Ricky's nailed it. He's like, are you surprised? No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No.
For some reason, I am. I don't know how
Literally
I did that.
within a month ago, he called Tim Waltz a word you're not allowed to say, which his son is. And he said it. And people are like, are you surprised he said it? And I'm like, no. Am I wrong?
I had to do like the logical math of like what you were saying. And his son is, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. And it's like, he did that within a month and then called Ducky. If anything, he's on a heater right now just saying random shit.
Dude, I'm so glad I'm not on True Social. Like, imagine
you're a loser if you are, by the way. If you're a loser, if you're like if you're on Blue Sky or you're on True Social or any of those like faux ones that people don't care about actively, like, oh, did you see what he posted on True? No, I didn't. I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. Think about like the level of absurdity or inflammation or, you know, how hyperbolic it has to be for it to spill over from True Social into Twitter and the rest of the ethos. Think about all the brain dumps that don't get to us.
No,
thank God.
Thank you. Thank you. Because the ones I see, I'm like, yeah,
I hate you.
On brand.
On brand
every
and
time.
I don't like the brand.
On brand every time. And it's been a decade of it. That's why it's like people are like, are you shocked? No.
I sit here and I go, I dislike it. I voted for it 3 times.
You know,
I hate it.
And that's the thing. It's like when this whole Rob Reiner thing, it's like, the one thing I've loved out of this, which isn't much to love out of this because it's a tragedy. I just love people posting beautiful tributes of like the work he's done in his past.
Yes.
And you're seeing great clips of like Stand By Me and like A Few Good Men. And like just these like I always love it when they post like the end of When Harry Met Sally, when Harry like finally confesses to Sally, like how like he hates her, but like this is how he truly feels, which is like a beautiful story of like how he actually like kind of proposed to his wife and like how he turned it into this movie. It's a really nice thing. And it's like, I like seeing a lot of that because that's the man I'm going to remember of like Rob Reiner. Like that's the one I'm always going to. I'm not going to think in 50 years from now, I'm not going to think of Russiagate. I'm going to think of like When Harry Met Sally and A Few Good Men, his great monologue in A Wolf of Wall Street when he comes in, he starts asking about like the business expenses. And he's just like, you bought appetizers? He's like, I did pay $26,000 on the appetizers. He's like, what they do? Did they cure cancer? He's like, they did cure cancer. They did. Like, it's a great bit. Not only was he a great director, he was a great comedic actor. Like he was a very, very talented man.
Dude, he was in What's the old TV show that started his career with the father-in-law that would like the racist father-in-law that
I can't remember
All
the
in
name,
the
but that's
Family
what
or something?
everybody- yes, that's,
Brad, I know you know it.
but that's what everybody has been mentioning is that one role.
All in the Family.
All in the
Family,
Family,
yeah.
yep.
You know, and it's just like
that's a bedrock.
These are the things I would have liked to have seen more. Like a beautiful comment, Trump would have been like, "Listen, I wasn't his biggest fan, but boy, did I love All in the Family."
Here,
you get what I mean?
Here's
Like,
the
if it's just
thing.
been like
He should have made a reference and taken on like the role of Archie. What Archie Bunker? What's his name? I'm totally Archie Bunker.
Yes.
What he needed to do was be like, you know what? I didn't like the guy. So the best approach is I'm going to give him words from his favorite father-in-law. And do you know how much fun you could have going through Archie Bunker quotes, just tearing into his, like, you could have made it fun.
Yes.
And the levity and humor behind it would be like, there's the humanity.
Because it's like, we all know you don't like the guy. It'd be like if De Niro died. It'd be like, we all know you don't like him and he doesn't like you. We all get it. We don't need.
It's going to be worse when he goes.
Yes,
that's the bigger problem
thing.
is knowing
like,
that.
We all know hey, De Niro, you got to last 4 more years because otherwise you're going to end up on a Truth Social post that's going to hit all the news wavelengths for like forever. And it's like, I'm just like, and again, I don't like De Niro, but it's like, I love Godfather 2. Like, I love your acting roles. Raging Bull, great flick. You were awesome in it. Like, those are the things I want to remember of these people. And I don't want to think that, like, again, it's like, I just keep thinking of like the last moment of his life was looking at his son doing this heinous act. You know, it's like, that's the sad part. Like, that's the true tragedy of all of this. And then you just have some like orange asshole say TDS and you're like, oh my God, shut up. Just shut up.
Not even TDS. It's his own name.
Yes.
Like there's a major level of narcissism and derangement here.
Literally in your tribute post to him, you said your name probably 5 times more than you said.
That was observant. That was
and his wife
interesting.
said, that was the only thing I kept saying. I was like, Trump.
Rob Reiner twice.
Michelle. Cool. Great. That's who it was about. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot halfway through the damn thing.
No, you're right. You're right. All right, Ricky, I'm coming to you. I'm curious. Do you have any rapping thoughts on the whole situation?
So as I said before, just the leader in, oh my God, this leader in a position, like anybody in a leader position, I don't wish for them to speak ill of the dead because, the younger generation sees that and it just starts a whole slippery slope of just people just dissing their ops like 50 Cent. But as y'all say, a leopard can't change his spots, man. And you shouldn't expect something different from Trump. He's old. Old people don't give a fuck no more. They speak their mind. And he runs the country. Like, come on now.
Sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
And I'm sorry for what happened to the fella. I never seen one of his movies, I don't think. And his son is a piece of crap.
Yeah, honestly,
his son is a piece of crap because, like, get away from your family. Like, your dad's gonna kick the rocks in a couple of years. You're probably gonna get some good money. You can get high and kick the rocks too. So, like, I don't know. It's all bad shit.
I mean, no cap right there. That's totally facts. You could just start. Dad would still siphon you money.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You did raise a point, Will, that Ricky just touched on that I don't want to leave in the dust, which is how old Trump is getting. And it's like, I kind of felt it during the campaign tour, but he's got such a cartoonish character that it was able to compensate and kind of hide it. But he carries himself, feels, and looks so old. Like you're
really
feeling his age.
In the eyes now, they're like all bad.
Well, I'm catching it in his mouth. You could see it's got to be his cheeks are getting, because he's chewing on his cheeks and his tongue.
But we all know being president ages you. Like you looked at Obama, who's one of our younger presidents. By the end of his 8 years,
and that was 8 years. Like this is 12.
It was 8 years. You look like it though. Like he aged like 20 freaking years.
Right.
Man.
And that was in 8 years. This is 12.
But again, we're talking about aging in an individual who is in his late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, and it happens quick. It's a snowball effect at that point. All right. So closing it all out here. At the end of the day, the story isn't about left versus right or which team gets to spike the football after the tragedy. It's about character. 2 people are dead. A family is shattered. A son is facing charges that will define the rest of his life. That alone should demand restraint, seriousness, and a basic human decency. And yet, in 2025, we've trained our political class and their loudest followers to treat death like content, to treat grief like an opportunity, to turn real human loss into another culture war skirmish where nobody is allowed to stop for a moment, consider others, or act like an adult. You can despise Rob Reiner's politics. You can criticize his past actions. You can even believe he played a destructive role in the country's division. None of that requires celebrating, mocking, or exploiting a violent end. Leadership isn't proven when things are easy. It's revealed when silence would be easier than applause. And the public sees it. This time, even across party lines, people recognized the reaction for what it was: unnecessary, grotesque, and beneath the office. Not because they suddenly became sensitive, but because some moments still demand a line. If there's any lesson here, it's this: a society that can't pause when tragedy strikes, that can't separate accountability from cruelty, isn't strong, it's hollow. And a country that keeps rewarding the loudest reaction instead of the most reasonable one shouldn't be surprised when darkness keeps winning the spotlight. This wasn't a political moment. It was a human one, and too many failed it. All right, that being said, we're going to move on to the more heroic and bright spot of today's episode. Couldn't be more excited to... It's weird that we got this picture and no one's in it. We got this empty photo.
It is great that this choke has been a running thing for the entirety
For
of his
20
career.
years.
The entirety of his career.
But even if I have to show you an empty photo to exclaim an exciting moment,
you know he's there.
John Cena says his final farewell to the WWE, and it feels different than any retirement we've heard before because for once, it actually sounds real. No wink, no see you at WrestleMania, no surprise Royal Rumble pop 5 years from now. Cena insists this is it, and people believe him. That matters because John Cena isn't just another wrestler. He's a man of the people in a way that sounds corny until you actually look at the receipts. More Make-A-Wish appearances than anyone in history. No scandals, no bitter exit tour, just a guy who showed up every night, carried the company on his back, and did it while being relentlessly booed and cheered at the same time. Cena was never the cool pick. He wasn't the indie darling. He wasn't the internet favorite. He was the face, the guy kids loved, adults rolled their eyes at, and the company trusted to hold everything together. And somehow he did it without becoming cynical, cruel, or detached from people who made him. And that's all I could ask from a celebrity. It's what we should demand from our celebrities. I'll admit it. I had my moment of resentment. When John Cena apologized in Mandarin Chinese for calling Taiwan a country, it felt like a betrayal. Taiwan is an ally. To a lot of people, that apology looked like bending the knee to a communist dictatorship in the name of corporate access. And yeah, that stung. It felt weak. It felt calculated. And at the time, I was under the spell of the Joe Rogan Experience cult, so I was even more upset. But when you zoom out, it becomes a footnote, not the headline. Because the full story of John Cena isn't just about this one weird apology. It's about decades of humility, generosity, discipline, and restraint in an industry that rewards ego, excess, and self-destruction. Cena could have gone bitter. He could have gone loud. He could have turned into a parody of himself. Instead, he grew up. He expanded his life and still showed respect to the place that made him. That's why this goodbye hits harder than most. It doesn't feel like a brand move. It feels like a chapter closing. The kind that reminds people of being kids again, of watching wrestling with friends, of believing in heroes who showed up every week and didn't ask for sympathy on the way out. John Cena didn't wrestle for the people. He treated them like they mattered. And in a world where almost every farewell is fake, temporary, or monetized to death, this one feels honest. And that's why it hurts. Because when John Cena leaves, he's not just leaving the ring. He's leaving behind an era where effort, loyalty, and sincerity still meant something. I mean, if you just look at the scene that happened, you can feel it. First, this is his final moment. This is John Cena doing his farewell, finally tapping out in the arena to end the match of his career. Oh, we gotta turn the music off. Shut up, One Direction. I almost got in trouble. Look at this moment.
Dude, I think it's funny because...
Hold on, Doug.
All right, fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, give him its moment, Doug.
I love the smile and going out. Now, what did you need to say, Doug?
No, I was going to say, I honestly thought John Cena was already retired from this all. Dude,
wow, that was a great moment for that, too. You just really highlight. Thanks for really enhancing the show.
You're welcome.
So he isn't retired until now, Doug.
No, he isn't.
And
but when was the last time? Can anyone actually tell me the last time he was in?
Yes, we can.
Like
give me a moment to tell you, Doug, and I'll illuminate all your wrestling inquiries.
Illuminate me, sir.
So thank you. Sit back and enjoy. So what I got for you is that he made it very clear. So Doug isn't wrong. He isn't totally off base when John Cena has left because he went to go to movies. He went to expand his cinema career. But as acknowledged earlier, wrestlers never leave. The Rock leaves and he comes back and has an even bigger tour after becoming the biggest blockbuster in Hollywood. Everybody leaves and comes back. Even Hulk Hogan always came back. One of the major understandings was that everybody comes back. Here's John Cena on the Pat McAfee show making it clear that this is not that scenario anymore.
Night, this is it. I am not coming back. I understand you only have the data before me that you go on. No wrestler retires, right? That changes with me. Whether it all changes and everybody else after me retires and decides not to come back, that's fine. What I urge fans out there, please watch tomorrow and give yourself the closure that you need. Because my biggest concern is people are like, oh no, he's gonna parlay it into WrestleMania, or this match would be great. No, tomorrow night is it. And if you don't believe me, if you're not ready to take that on, you may not get the closure you want. And I just urge fans when they watch tomorrow, let it all out and understand that that's it. I've come to grips with it. I look forward to tomorrow with such a positive attitude and so much excitement about making that run one more time. But that's the last time. I think that's important to say because the data before me suggests that that's not a permanent thing. Man, I've been called a lot of stuff, but very rarely am I called a liar. And I promise you I'm a man of my word on this one.
Feels like you are taking the integrity aspect of saying this is my last time, I'm not lying to you. And it's not just you, it's a lot of traveling entertainers.
I don't mind the perspective that other folks have. They're entitled to that. If I could just use a couple seconds of valuable airtime and say like, yo, at least get the closure you need. I'm good with it. I'll be fine, but I ain't coming back.
Yeah, because he knows, like, listen, I'm going to get over it. I'll miss you, but I'm not going to miss you. You're going to miss me. I need you to come to peace with this.
Well, I mean, like, too, it's like on top of that, it's like he has like a really popping acting career now. And for him, it's like, I'm sure like the body, like at some point it takes a toll.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
well, and have you seen John Cena walking?
Yeah.
Like he's in giant action blockbusters and he's literally like,
yeah, no, it's like, he's like, and this career is kind of working out for me. And it's like, I don't need to keep doing this for another 20 years, you know?
Well,
and like, Doug, to answer your question, since 2020, John Cena has been in 45 wrestling matches.
Holy shit, really?
So, yeah.
Dude,
well,
like,
but he did
like
just
his
do like a
acting career
farewell
took
tour
off.
But like he
of
did
like 25.
Yeah, but like still, like it's like he didn't like, but like you got to think around 2020 was when his acting career started to pop off. You know, so for him, it's like he's doing matches in between like acting gigs, and now it's like he did Peacemaker season 2, filmed that, and then he probably was like, all right, I'll do this one last tour. And
Love
then ride off into the sunset, and that's it. I couldn't be happier for him because, like, in terms of like wrestlers turned actors, I really like John Cena. I think he's a really good actor.
He was really good, yeah.
And like I think like his career,
And he does a great job with comedy alongside like
seriousness,
right? And like
I was
great job post like the complete opposite of like The Rock. Like The Rock, like I look at his acting career and be like, dude, it's just you selling out with Kevin Hart again. Like, which is fine, make your money, I don't care. But it's like John Cena, it's like, no, he's doing like kind of like Batista, like these small coin projects, like kind of things that are personal to him. And you can see it's like really working out for him. So it's like I could see like Batista, like he's not wrestling anymore. Like he's kind of like he didn't do like a retirement tour like Cena did. But I don't think for Cena, it was like the perfect moment for him to do this tour because he has been the face of wrestling for so long. And he's kind of like you said, like I love your monologue. Like I'm not like the biggest into WWE, but I listen to like a lot of YouTubers that they never were really like the biggest John Cena fans, but they appreciated at what he was to like WWE and kind of like how much he meant to it and how it's like sort of important to him.
So as the close, he does a perfect send off and he gets this closing point perfectly. If you're going to tie a bow on and bring, I'm calling for your closure. You either accept it or you don't, but I'm making you aware that you should probably make the most of this moment. And was it the perfect moment? When I watch this, ironically, I never was a big WWE guy either. And this has kind of just been something I've experienced from the outside until he went mainstream into cinema. But a buddy of ours, his sister was in love with him.
Oh, really?
So like in 2010, I'm even younger, probably 2005, I'm in their basement and she's obsessed with him. He's so hot. He's so great. And he was known for the big baggy pants. I mean, he was the sideways flat brim cap. You know, he had that swagger and
ergonomics.
And he played the heel and the hero perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
He played that line and left on top, came back on top, proved himself, and then again gets to end with a true farewell on top finally.
Well, it's nice to see a guy like this that's had such a storied career that like everybody knows who John Cena is. Like whether you're a fan of WWE or not, you know who John Cena is, and have it like kind of end on his terms.
Yes.
You know, and like I think that's a great thing. And I don't think it's something you see a lot in that sport, you know.
No, you're right. And it's felt. You know, here's the Miz or Cody Rhodes. Way worse.
Like the Miz,
they're the same person to me. One's from Cleveland, though.
Bleached hair.
Yeah, that's why. But you got him sitting in it. This is a big moment, and I can appreciate for the people that love the art what it meant to them. But that's why John Cena was able to make a big impact outside of the sport. I know you, a wrestling fan, have to love this moment. You have to be excited in your feels. But it's weird how it also puts me in my feels because John Cena is such a perfect human. Standing by what I opened up with, the most make-a-wishes of any human. Do you know how much like I dream?
Book of World Records for it, isn't
Do
he?
you know how much I dream of the day my time is of any value to someone like that?
Yeah.
So I could be charitable like that. Think about how many people I've referenced it before. LeBron James could have taken 2 seconds. The fact that you chose not to spit in the face of a 10-year-old says more about you than anything else. I don't care what you say. That's a principle. The fact that John Cena goes, every time I get approached with that moment, I'm making the right decision every single time. And so when you see this in its brightest light, in its truest form, you truly feel it the most. And this is why.
Yes.
I'm right here.
Where?
Right here.
Where?
Right here.
Where?
Sit down. It's the great.
Oh, hey.
What I like about this sport, because it's just as fake and fun as all the other sports, but they know what they're doing it for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who they're doing it for. Why.
What? Hey. Hey. That's my thing. You can't see me. Kind of like Joe Henry, but I was Joe Henry before Joe Henry. How you doing, man? Excited for the show?
Just give a kid a moment and he'll live with that forever. That there's so much power in this. And the fact that he's the only one that has realized that, exploited it, and just spread it as much as he could. And so, you know, this is one of thousands, actually as many as he can touch, as many hearts as he can impact, he tries to. It's a wonderful, and after all the dialogues we've had up to this point, this is the wonderful thing to put into the world. Like, be this guy. And so then you can have a true jealous moment like this where, man, to be the last high five. He goes down the whole line, and you're the last high five before that final salute and farewell.
You know, beat his body.
Oh, yeah.
Totally
well, and his posture. Back to that, like, he has this lean forward. Watch him. I mean, knee braces. This dude's been put through the ringer to the nth degree.
And he's been at it for 2 decades.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how illustrious you can be at your career. And then by the end of it, it's like, what was he? Just a good guy. You know, best way to end it.
Right?
No, really. It is funny, though. Like, we're like, again, I get emotional in a sense because it's like, yeah, like you're seeing your childhood, maybe not your direct heroes, but someone that like you've known of. Like, I've known of John Cena for so long. And again, like when you mentioned like no scandals, it's like you mentioned the Mandarin Chinese apology, and I forgot like until you
Let's
said
play
that,
it.
where
Let's
was
play
like,
it. I
oh my God,
have
that's
it.
right.
We might as well, because this is worth criticism, but it isn't a defining moment. It's a footnote in the greater story, but it also goes, hey, you did have to become the clapping monkey. You know, yeah, you reached the heights, but to reach those heights, you got to compromise in some points.
中国就是叫西呢，我必须说，现在在《速度与激情》中，我做很多采访，很多，所以在一个采访，我有一个错误。
WWE requires that of them, actually, like to get to the higher echelon.
Hello, England. I'm John Cena, and I have to say,
okay.
Now we get the rebuttal.
So there was a moment there where he was in an interview acknowledging Taiwan as a country, and for Fast and Furious, the franchise, to save the sales in China, he had to kowtail and pander in Chinese. And, you know, as a cold-blooded national American, the JRE experience, they found that quite offensive. And there is something to be said. If Taiwan is one of, not the number one, because God chose this other one, but if they're one of your best allies, you kind of owe it to them to be like, no, Taiwan's a place. We let them be a place.
They created all our superconductors.
Well, it goes to show how much that movie money, that's everything now. That's why we're losing creativity in movies and everything's becoming so cookie cutter and corporate, because the international market's where it's at.
I wonder if that played a part in him getting to get out of the series. Because like in the next one, like after that, he was out of it. And then he started doing like his small
trust me, you make me do that shit. And I'm like, I'm not doing any movies for you anymore.
Yeah, you know, because like I think he was back for like the next one. I haven't seen all of them, I'm pretty sure. But like I think he came back for like the 10th. And then like his character doesn't make it past that one. And then he started doing Peacemaker, which was better for
He was
the world.
so good for Peacemaker, dude.
Yeah,
he was
like, he really
so
is.
good for that.
And again, that's why I think like he made this decision. But what I love about this choice he made is like how many guys in this industry hit the peak like he did and get to go out on your own terms. And let alone the industry allows you to. Right?
But again, look at someone, I'm going to make a draw on someone else who I would argue has a better acting career as far as I'm more impressed at range and character creation. I think Dave Bautista or Mike Bautista, Dave Bautista is incredible.
No, I agree.
That dude is a great actor. Shitty human.
Yeah.
In fact, I can't stand him. Back to the Rob Reiner thing. It's like, you spoke so many times now. I don't like you.
Yeah.
And that's the difference here is this guy left and probably became a better actor. And I pay him no mind. I pay him as much mind as I pay all of Hollywood.
Yeah.
You found a way to, like the cream of the crop, transcend all of the satanic bullshit, terrible Hollywood.
Yeah.
You're a good person that rode the wave. You aren't the tsunami. And I think that's what separates the cream from the crop. He's separate from everyone else in that even if he wasn't the best and he was just moderate at all these considerations, he was the purest and most perfect human.
Yeah, I just think like the no scandals thing, it really sits out to me. I mean, outside of the one we just showed, it's like I can't think of like
But
a
see,
negative
even
mark on it.
I like that point. I do. But what I find to be even more strong is there are people with scandals, but they just look at Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But was he good to people? Was he good to kids? Yes. So it's like you take it with a grain of salt. Yes, this guy had no scandals, none of these issues. But the way I could have literally bored this episode with hours of him just jumping out of his way to make a strong impact on the public.
Yeah.
That I find there to be so much, even if you had scandals, you could have I cheated on my wife, or I think we may have to go to Ricky because I think I saw in the comments the prenup goat. So like, yeah, maybe he has had sketchy relationships or a divorce or something.
No, that's not a sketchy. He went to the girl before and was like, I have a mentally challenged brother. I have a mom. I have a family, and I don't want to leave high and dry. It was on E. It was his show with the twin sister. When they were dating before they were supposed to get married.
Wait,
Y'all don't know about
John
it?
Cena was going to get married?
Yeah.
And
I
he
didn't know
told her, I have a mentally challenged brother. I have family. And in order for me to keep being great and be great to you, I need this prenup because this might not work out. Funny thing is, she just got a divorce. She's on a press run and she's paying alimony because she married someone that made less money.
Should have signed the prenup, honey.
And
Hey.
if I remember that correctly too. Like that actually like really emotionally devastated him when they like didn't get married. Like it kind of like stuck with him for a while. Because like it was like the prenup, and she was like, "Oh, absolutely not." And then like like it actually like I think he did like
And
an
he said
interview
he
later.
doesn't
and
want a
he's like-
kid because
I mean, that's your sign not to marry that woman, dude. If she won't sign a prenup, then she's in it for the money.
Yeah.
She
And for, like, the irony.
yeah, and he also don't want kids, so
Yeah,
that's another deal breaker.
No, hey. So with all these considerations, this is a great way to be sent out. I'm just a salute to an honorable person.
Yep.
We shouldn't be praising false idols, and that's the role of celebrities in our society. But as far as shallow, two-dimensional celebrities go, if you're going to idolize any of these clowns, this is a man.
No, he's really one.
This
of the
is an
ones.
honorable person.
He's really one of the ones out there. You don't get many of them like that, and I was really happy for him. It's a sad thing, but like I'm happy for him. Ended on his own terms. He's got a bright future and another career for him. No regrets for
Right.
him, which is
Right.
great for him.
All right, so closing out the topic here. At the end of the day, it's at the end of all of this. What John Cena's farewell really forces us to confront is how rare genuine decency has become in public life. Not perfection, not purity, just decency. Showing up, caring, giving more than you take. Cena wasn't flawless. Nobody is. But he spent 2 decades choosing discipline over ego, service over self-importance, and gratitude over resentment. In an industry that chews people up and rewards the exact opposite, that matters, especially now. When John Cena walks away, he takes with him something we don't replace easily. A public figure who understood that fame is a responsibility, not a weapon. That being a hero isn't about being edgy or loud, but about being reliable, about being there when people need you, especially kids who just needed someone to believe in. So this isn't just the end of a wrestling career. It's the quiet closing of a chapter where sincerity still had a place on the biggest stage. And whether you cheered him, booed him, or rolled your eyes at the whole thing, you felt it when he said goodbye, because deep down, everyone recognizes the same truth. You don't see them like this anymore. All right, let's get into the closing of our episode here. We like to encourage your involvement and give you an opportunity to have an impact on the show. So we're going to go over to our wheel of topics where you give us a way to close it out.
Please no, please no. Thank God.
Housing.
What is it?
Dang it.
I can't read that.
It's housing. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to set up the mic for over there. So normally this is what I would say. This is your opportunity to head on over to the Neuro Gym, become a member for free. And all you got to do is drop topic ideas. That's where you could also engage with us and correspond with us directly and be a part of the community, but also drop into the Wheel of Topics group page so you could give us some topics you'd like to see. I grunt over the topic we close being housing, especially because click back over to it real quick, Doug. What did I say when we were talking about Rob Reiner? I was really hoping for the they, them, Nickies topic of addiction, which is literally the next one. We were one away. But you can't have a totally perfect episode, so that'll haunt episode in the
6
future.
months from now, we reference back.
Yeah, exactly. But I bring it up because I'm going to hear a lot of grunts and BS from Doug. I can just already see it coming. I anticipated this being a good topic for the show because it hits Doug personally and well. But now I've had enough of you, Doug, today, and now I'm really going to get a full flavor.
Shit. As of right now, I feel like housing should be a topic.
That's a good
like
point.
How you going through life,
Yes,
like
who's
where
that?
do you stay at, like rent, money, bills. I got my house 2 years ago too. It's been 2 years ago. But all the shit that I'm working for is for this fucking house, bro. Like after I pay my bills, I got nothing left. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? Hey, well, you keep on grinding, bro. Keep on doing this shit.
You too, brother.
Don't bust a nut inside of a female.
That's right.
Don't ever do
Cheers
that.
to that. Cheers to
Shit.
that.
Hey.
Enjoy your Friday, brother.
Hey, have a good night, brother.
You too.
Listen, I've been watching American real estate for over 6 decades. And what I'm seeing right now reminds me of the warning signs we ignored before 2008. Only this time, the storm clouds are gathering in different places and for different reasons. 75% of American households, that's 100.6 million families, cannot afford the median priced home right now. Not won't buy, can't buy. The median home price sits at $459,826, while the median family income hovers around $104,200. Do the math with me. At today's 6% mortgage rates, you need to spend 47% of your gross income just on home ownership cost. That's not sustainable. That's a crisis. Now, here's what concerns me most. While the national headlines talk about market stabilization, specific cities are experiencing something entirely different. Denver has seen 91% of homes lose value from their peaks. Austin, 89%. These aren't small adjustments. These are warning flares. But the question isn't just which cities to avoid. It's understanding why we're here, how to protect yourself, and most importantly, how to buy a home in 2026 without going broke.
Well, some of us already have a home, so I got to flip it to Doug, who's in the trenches, struggling through it. Doug, what are your thoughts on the topic? Housing,
Well,
modern
personally,
America.
right now with interest rates going down and all that, I do think we are, like he said, closer to 2008 than we were before, where things are looking a little different. But as a whole, you have to be willing to spend over what a house is worth in order to actually get your house, and that's not like economically where we should be at. You shouldn't be paying more than a house is worth, hoping that in 20, 30 years when your loan is done that you make money off a house. That's not the way it's supposed to be. My parents bought their first house in 1980 for like $80,000. That house today, $350,000. It is absurd how things have gone.
That is absurd. And, you know, it is the boomer class just draining any of the earned welfare in our society for themselves and being like, "What, you can't afford a $750,000 house that I paid $100?" That's crazy. What's funny is you've got the same job as I did, and they're paying you the same salary. I don't get how you can't afford this shit.
No. They didn't even get the college thing either.
All those dirty bastards.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, they don't.
Yeah, they just preyed upon and they're like, listen, we're going to build an entire legal system around the fact that you cannot contract with the 17-year-old or younger. Their brains aren't developed. But if you want to tack on the most expensive and life-altering loan, and we'll just make it one that they can never bankrupt away. Like it'll follow them for life. Just stand right at the gates of 18 and catch them as soon as they get out. And hopefully they choose business, but if they choose gender studies degree, got them.
Yay.
Yay. And then they're like, but I'd like a house. You're asking too much.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's an interesting point because the young fella that was in the video, young fella, he's my age. But the struggle is real. Like, what's crazy is they go, we'll wipe the income tax, and that'll have an impact momentarily.
Oh, yeah.
And then the economy will quickly catch up to that. So it'll be fun to live in that little boom. But as long as there is this imbalance of, you know, supply and demand, where the market demands something and then they artificially siphon or bottleneck the supply, well, that's always going to be our mechanism. So unless we see radical change, and we're going to be in a digital currency soon. You're going to have your face scanned everywhere but Brown University. You're going to be in this state where you will own nothing and like it. Don't you like when they told us that at 50, you know, you're like 17, 8. I remember being 20 in college and they're like, you will own nothing and like it. And like Alex Jones is like, can you believe they're saying it? They're saying it to your face. And you're like, here we are. Here we are. And I remember sitting there listening and be like, we'll stop it.
Because even when you buy your house, you truly don't really own it.
To get even into that world is like a whole
30 years to actually own it.
Not even, no, 50-year mortgages.
I'm looking because Nalette is up the spinal cords about, you know, when the brother ended and said, don't shoot up the club. You know what I mean? Don't empty the clip in the club.
My guys don't say that often.
Yeah, I've heard that. I heard that once or twice.
Yeah, the guy said it in the video. He just said it in the video. And
I heard Pop say that once.
Yeah, my dad would tell me that leaving the house.
But like,
my mom, be smart, right? Be safe, Dad. Don't shoot empty the clip of the club.
Like, we're not even looking in Massachusetts because it doesn't even make sense to. You're not even fathom to think about Nantucket. You know what I mean? So, and then now we're looking in different states and stuff. I'm like, baby, might as well just move back to Ohio.
Yeah, come back to Ohio.
To the Golden Land.
Like, yeah.
Do you want to know why every celebrity does choose Ohio?
Because we're the best.
Because you could either be an ultra millionaire with an apartment in Los Angeles or own half of China in Ohio.
So
it's like, look at what I got.
The two biggest owners.
I own a county.
The two biggest landowners
and
in Ohio are
looking at these prices like state to state.
Unless Wexner.
And then you think about like weather. Like, so you think about moving down south and it's like, okay, what's the job opportunity down here? Nothing. What's the weather like? Oh, you're going to get flooded September through October. It's like, it doesn't even make sense, bro. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even make sense.
Dude, we can't even get Pete Buttigieg to come down here for a day when we're swimming in a Simpsons swamp of poison. But
Buffett mentioned something about insurance.
The Simpsons quote.
And Buffett mentioned something about insurance, right? Certain places in the country is not offering you insurance because of Mother Nature. So why buy a house? It's like this whole housing thing is just.
Hey, just so you know, all the greats, some greats have the Palestine. We have East Palestine. As long as you got one.
We have half the river.
The housing market's pucked. That's my comment on it. As far as this goes, I don't concern myself with the housing market as much as the overall market. Like if you watch the stonks, that's more of an indicator of where we're at than the housing market. When the housing market reaches a boiling point that really spills over, then yeah, it affects everybody and the faux system we've built on fake money bottoms out. So that is an inevitable concern you should be aware of. However, this is a pendulum. Until you get to that boiling point, it kind of grows like a pendulum. Like it's good, it's bad, it's good, it's bad, and boom, kabamo. But until then, it's going to come back or it'll blow up because we are close to the top. But I got a house. I've got my interest rate is locked. The president came in 2 years later. He's like, now we're doing 50-year mortgages. And I'm like, well, that sucks for you guys.
Sick.
Yes. Sick. Yeah, we should be alarmed.
Right now, it's just like build a house in Jamaica, rent the one you have already out, and just move back. You know what I mean? Like, and then you don't want to move back to Jamaica because then the YNs, when you're older, is gonna be looking at you. You OG can't even move as you used to. You putting your life in danger. Life is just all screwed.
You know, I will say, living in Jamaica is pinnacle. Fishing, beach, no snow, pretty people, kind people, everything, all the above.
But hurricanes.
And huts. Hurricanes and huts. That's our problem. I'm not trying to be mean. It's we have drywall and bullshit. Ours can't even handle it, but we're not in the hurricane zone.
I don't know if you've
No.
noticed, right?
Most
Like,
houses are made out of concrete now, you know, but like there's still poor people with the wooden house. But like if I build a house, it'd be concrete, bro. You know, come on now. Come on.
No, facts. I'll give you that. So, Doug, being the one that maybe this was the better topic for last week because before we go 3, 2, 1 live, up until that exact moment, you're blood red in the face. I was searching for
Yeah, I was
the whole
looking
time
at a house, putting in an offer, and it literally was up until showtime and ended up not getting it. Shocker. But it's a fucking shit time to actually make a decent income and want to try to buy a house. It's a shit time.
Do you have any solutions? Crickets.
Do I look like an elected official? Why am I coming up with solutions? Isn't that what we pay them for?
Because, Doug, this is the Rethink Tank, and the whole purpose of the Rethink Tank we're supposed to come up with solutions, damn it!
That might be my favorite thing ever, Alex. I love that.
Dude,
Next time we have an 80s topic, that's the intro.
What? The solution? Doug, continuity.
Let's go back to the 80s. I miss Miami Vice.
We appreciate everybody that gives us, engaged in the show. Shout out to Brad Richardson and who else did we have? Major Cade, other folks, everybody else that joined. The Beeple. Beeple was in. We had Beeple in the chat.
The sheeple.
We appreciate everybody that joined us because the whole purpose of the live show is to get you involved. So thank you for adding an extra dynamic and perspective to our considerations here. But also be sure to head on over to our website at www.rethinktankpodcast.com, where you can become a part of the Neuro Gym and also directly engage with the show. But before I do that, I want to bring in Ricky. Ricky, tell the folks where they can find you.
Just Another Day TV, anywhere, everywhere, other than your mama's underwear.
Sometimes we're there too.
You're killing it with the phrases. Absolutely killing it with the phrases.
So again, we appreciate everybody that joined us. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the notification bell because we're here every Tuesday live at 7 p.m. So be sure to join us and not miss an episode. But with all these algorithms against us, the best thing you can do to support this show is if you liked it, that someone else you know will too. So be sure to take that link and please share it because that really assists us in what we're doing. But otherwise, guys, hang around. We've got all these different shows. Head on over our website so you can find it in one central place. But we'll see you this week. I think we're probably going to be doing our football show on Thursday instead of Sunday, but then we'll still have our reaction show as normal. So hang on tight. Follow the Twitter so you know exactly when to be where this week because Doug's going to be freezing in the cold for this Bills game, and I might be stuck doing the same damn thing. But otherwise, guys, catch you next week. Peace.